We got lots of info to show you, brothers. So,
Yeah, man.
hey, shalom to the whole full elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to start off this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Baruch HaKadosh. All right, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone who rule well and have taught us his word in truth and sincerity, and peace and mercy to the whole full elect. All right, starting with 144,000. All right, that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, as well as the innumerable multitude that sincerely believe in the names of Yahweh, his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. Some mercy to you and your household. So, in today's class, all right, again, GMS Toronto. My name is Amath. I got with me Malak and Banyamin. And in today's class is going to be another edition of Doomsday Prophecies. And the title at hand, right, that make a man an offender for a word. Okay, so you should already know what we're about to get into if you're keeping up with the times and ultimately keeping up with prophecy. You know what time we're in. There's only a couple of prophecies left, before the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay, and boy, are those prophecies speaking. They're definitely speaking, man. Let's open up. I want to open up with this precept based from the title of this class, this lesson. What is that? Isaiah 29. Call Allah Yahweh Shem Shai is 144.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Isaiah 29.
And 20, 19.
20 actually. And I'll read the NLT and see how this sounds. Isaiah 29 and okay. So the point's in 21, but I'll read from 20. So Isaiah 29 and 20 NLT, it says, the scoffer will be gone, the arrogant will disappear, and those who plot evil will be killed. Here's the point. Those who convict the innocent by their false testimony will disappear. A familiar fate awaits those who use trickery to pervert justice and who tell lies to destroy the innocent, which will be done. Okay, we know that's going to be done. Not just to the prophets, but everybody's going to be lied on. Everyone's going to be lied on, okay, for the sake of gaining power. All right, over each other, as the scripture said. We'll get into that a little bit more. But let me get this in the King James. In the King James, it's phrased a bit better. It says, that make a man an offender for a word, right? And that man's going to be, is really primarily, or at the head of it, will be the prophets, the true prophets of Yahweh Bashem El Shai. All right, all these other third witnesses, so to speak, will be as well shut down, okay, in this famine of the word that we're approaching. But the main man that they're going to make an offender for a word, which is the truth, is going to be the prophets of Yahweh Shem El Shai. Okay? Because the top wicked elite know that the prophets have the truth. The true prophets of Yahweh Shem El Shai, they know who they are. Because those are the ones that have the truth, and they know the truth. So it says that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. Right? And we reprove in the gate week in and week out. Going out there on the highways and byways, but we also reprove in the gate of the Internet of Things, right? YouTube, because when you go into the gate, a gate in the ancient world is where you would have the most traffic, right? Because that's where people are coming in and out of a city, is through the gates. So you would have all the merchantmen lined up there, right? Business was conducted there. Court was conducted in that area. Okay. So when you fast forward to 2025, a lot of business, right, and a lot of businesses and everything really societal is is what is done where? On the internet. A lot of things are done on the internet. So this goes further than just being out there on the highways and byways. It also goes to us being on the internet day in and day out. This is also a form of us reproving in the gate. And turn aside the just for a thing of not. Right? So that's that demonization. Okay, turn aside the just for a thing of not. So a lot of so-called prophets, okay, of the Lord, I'll say they're going to be false prophets, are going to show their ass in that day. Okay, when this devil starts coming down with the persecution and the famine of the word, a lot of men are going to sell out. A lot of men are going to sell out, and a lot of men are going to sell each other out. A lot of people are going to sell each other out, man. Okay, so this is where all this is pointing to, and we at GMS have been telling you, and a lot of other places, but we've been telling you not to focus on whether this C. Kirk situation is real or not. Whether it's real or not, it's still a psyop. What needs to be focused on, right? What needs to be the focus is what they can do with the situation. What comes after it? Okay, because they, I forgot who quoted it, but he said, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." Right?
Yep. Yep.
That's what they say. Never let a good crisis go to waste. So you always got to look at what's coming down the pipe instead of whether the situation is real or not. Because everybody's getting caught up in the conspiracy theories. It's about what the next move is.
I got a precept when you're done.
Yeah, that's it for me.
This is Amos chapter 5, verse. I start at 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. For as much for as your treading is upon the poor, and he take from him burdens of wheat. He have built houses of hewn stones, but he shall not dwell in them. He have planted pleasant vineyards, but he shall not drink wine of them. For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. They afflict the just, and they take bribe, and they turn aside the poor in the gate from their right. So this is what these people do, man. If they basically they take from the poor, and they feed the poor bullshit, man. They basically have the people in a derision. They have them not in the right straight gate.
They're fighting against one another, right?
That's right.
The main point here in Amos chapter 5 and 10 is verse 10.
Yeah, read it in the NLT for me, Babakasha.
Hold on. Let's see how NLT sounds.
Yeah, read it to 12 at least.
The main point is verse 10. We don't need to get 11 and 12. Okay. We just hit the main points. Right? So it says, how you hate honest judges, how you despise people who tell the truth. Yep. That's the main point, right? Because the main point of the lesson is what? Famine of the word, right? So the main point here in Amos 5 and 10 is just that, right? You're seeing there's always been a hate for truth, right? But in particular, the truth of the Bible. There's always been a hate for those who spoke the truth of the Bible from the very beginning. So nothing new. There's nothing new now. That which is then is now. And again, we sound like a broken record, but this is the time we're in. We're coming around the corner of famine of the word, man. Very soon you will not see these videos or the prophets out there on highways and byways. Okay, because like it says, Amos 5 and 10, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate. And they is going to be everyone, right? Your family members, fellow Israelites, fellow so-called Israelite believers. Okay, they're all going to turn on each other and evidently turn on the men of the Lord.
That's right.
Okay, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Right?
Yeah, it's suggesting also, of course, we know it comes with persecution, right? That's what's really going on. That's what's coming down the pipe. right? That's what's going to be manifested. All right. So as the men speak, this is what happens, right? You get a horde, and then physical assault will come later. But anyway, you're on point there with that, no doubt about it, man. They hate him that rebuked at the gate. Straight.
Sure.
You know what?
All right, so
I got a quick one. I'm going to go to Sirach 4:28 because, simply put, we are, those of the elect. While this is happening, this is the spirit that they'll be in. So I'm going to go to Sirach real quick, 4:28. It says here, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Right? And it says here, that's a point actually I want to bring out, but it says, be not hasty in thy tongue and in thy deeds, right? In thy deeds, slack and remiss, right? But I just wanted to bring that out because in that time, as just before we came on the live, simply put, these scriptures are going to speak. And the Lord promised that He's going to put the words in our mouth, right? Simply put, and how to deal with this hate. And that's a beautiful underlining process. Simply put. Yep. So that's it. Just wanted to say that still. But hey, this whole chapter of Sirach goes into that anyway, of how the Spirit's going to conduct the elect. That's the point.
Verse 29, it says, be not hasty in thy tongue, right? So this is also why we have to start speaking code now, right? Be a little bit more careful of how we speak. But this part here, the second half, and in thy deeds slack and remiss, this is also knowing that found in the word is right around the corner. We shouldn't be slack and remiss in doing the work and doing lessons, man.
That's right.
Okay, because once that door is shut, There's nothing we can do to get to rack up spiritual currency, so to speak, in the heavens, other than the way we live. So you got to take opportunity and chance while it's still here now. Okay, no sense of being slack and remiss in the work. So I got this clip here from Jason A. So it's fair use, fair use, fair use. None of the channels on this panel are using this video to make money. We are just showing this video for educational purposes only. So fair use, fair use, fair use. But as you can see as well, we're not giving any. This is not medical information whatsoever. So we're gonna go ahead and play this clip. We'll start from. Let me slow it down a bit.
There's no volume.
No volume?
No, not yet.
Okay. How about now?
Founder of Tesla and Space, Elon Musk is no longer the world
It's good?
Yep, that's better.
richest person. That title now goes to Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison.
Ellison's wealth jumped by a staggering $101 billion after Oracle's strong earnings report on Tuesday evening. That pushed his net worth to $393 billion, surpassing Musk's net worth of $385 billion. The Bloomberg Billionaire Index reports Ellison's leap in wealth is the biggest one-day increase ever recorded by the index.
The police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on. And it's unimpeachable. The cars have cameras on them. I think we have a squad car here someplace. But those kind of applications using AI, if we can use AI, and we're using AI to monitor the video. So if that altercation that occurred in Memphis, the chief of police would be immediately notified. It's not people that are looking at those cameras. It's AI that's looking at the camera. No. You can't do this. It would be like a shooting. That's going to be immediately. That's going to be an event that's immediately. An alarm's going to go off. It's going to be, and we're going to have supervision. In other words, every police officer is going to be supervised at all times. And the supervision will, and if there's a problem, AI will report the problem and report it to the appropriate person, whether it's the sheriff or the chief or whomever we need to take control of the situation. We have, same thing. We have drones. If there's something going on in a shopping center, and I'll stop. A drone goes out there, get there way faster than a police car. There's no reason for, by the way, high-speed chases. You shouldn't have high-speed chases between cars. You just have a drone follow the car. I mean, it's very, very simple. And the new generation of autonomous drones.
President Trump's first full day back in office included a major announcement.
And it's funny because it's all coming, at once. You can see how surveillance, tracking and tracing, the innovation of technology, all of it come together with famine of the word, because it's not just going to be surveillance on land, but it'll be surveillance online as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and you're seeing them boast about their technology, right? About the miracles that they're going to be able to perform, and this is what's going to galvanize basically everybody but the elect to partake in this man's system.
That's right.
About artificial intelligence that'll bring jobs to Texas. The president stood next to the CEOs of OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank to announce a $500 billion project called Stargate. The project would build new data centers and electricity generation needed to power AI. Texas will serve as a launch point, with the first of the data centers being built in Abilene. The goal for Stargate is to create 100,000 new jobs here in the United States. Larry Ellison.
Okay. And you know what? Let me just get the precept. Go to. I got two precepts. I got Revelation, which we always bring this out, but we don't care. We're gonna sound like a broken record, man. As I said earlier, the prophecies are speaking, and they're speaking loudly if you have the ears to hear. This is Revelation 13 and 11. Okay, and it says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of heaven, out of earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. Right, that bipartisan system of the left and the right, the Republicans and the Democrats, liberals and conservatives. Right, both sides speak to you as a lamb, promising you,
Prosperity.
benefits, security, so much more. Right, like they're doing with their technology. Right,
4 acres and a mule.
Yeah, 4 acres and a mule. Yeah, and it says, and he spake as a dragon.
Oh,
Going into what? Those draconian measures. And this is where we're at now. We're at the time where both sides are going to be speaking as a dragon. Okay, and what's going to come out of that is harsh measures, harsh laws. Okay, so let's go from here, and we'll go to Psalms 37. So this is Psalm 37 and 2. Okay, and it says, the wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him. The Lord Yahweh will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. You see? So all these psyops are nothing but snares and traps. Okay, a plan, okay, is being devised against the elect, primarily the elect. Okay, but anyone and everyone that opposes themselves against this new system, right? The NWO. There's a plot being set up against you. So I'll read this in the NLT.
Mm-hmm.
NLT says, the wicked wait in ambush for the godly, looking for an excuse to kill him. You see? Okay, and the excuse is going to be what? That demonization, under the guise of these guys are promoting hate and the deep fake, the technology of deep fake. Okay, Trump was already calling for the death penalty of the assassination of this C. Kirk guy. Okay, so how much more the prophets when everything we teach is quote unquote exposed? I say that because the truth is already out there. But when they put it on the front lines of of whatever reason they have to blame the elect, watch then. Then you're going to see a lot of Israelites turning tail, right? Turning their back on the truth because they're not going to be able to deal with the persecution. And why won't they be able to deal with the persecution? Because the Ruach Kadash isn't with them. They don't have the Holy Spirit keeping them stable, right? It says, verse 33, but the Lord Yahweh will not let the wicked succeed or let the godly be condemned when they are put on trial. Okay? So, hey man, the Lord has the minds of the elect.
That's right.
Right? And he's guiding them as he will. And ultimately the end of the destination is salvation for the elect. Whether they're beheaded or not, it's still going to be salvation.
That's right.
That's it on this. We'll go up a little bit here.
Its earnings. It came with a bold projection. Oracle's cloud business is expected to grow 14-fold in 5 years. Today, the company makes $10 billion in revenue. By 2030, they're expected to touch $144 billion. These numbers stunned Wall Street. There was a rush of investors. As a result, the stock exploded and Ellison's fortunes changed. Which brings us to what Oracle does. It's a popular name in the computer world. Oracle is a major software company. Their main business is database software.
Right. Real quick, let's look at the word Oracle. Just so you know what that is for them. If you don't know, you should know already. If you don't, look, it says here, Oracle, a message from a god expressed by divine inspiration through a priest or a priestess in answer to a human inquiry, usually respecting some future event. So they're prophets on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Right? They're technology. Right? And these are the priests, all these owners of these different AI surveillance systems like Oracle,
Your enchanters
and Palantir. These guys are all priests, left-hand side priests for this man's system.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, matter of fact, let me bring this up one more time.
The scripture says.
It's an old conversation I had with Chad. Slacker.
So basically, it's like they go to their enchanters on the left hand side, right? The ones who are supposed to tell their future of what's to come, because they don't have this understanding, right? So what's happening, they're not gonna know. It's all gonna take them by surprise, right? Because Esau's turning to everyone. Esau's trying to find a way. He's trying to find a way out through going to all these witchcraft and all these things that he's using to stay on top of the world, right? To still be in power and to be controlling, but he doesn't know the Most High has a big plan.
Yeah.
It's going to involve all the nations. You know.
Yeah,
To
well, he
destroy.
knows the top wicked elite. They have it planned for World War III is in their plan, so they know, right?
Mhm.
But like you said, on the contrary, they're actually seeing things. They use the left hand side, Satan, right, and his demons, his minions, to see into the future. So they're seeing something that's causing them to speed up
The time.
because they know that Yahushua is coming back. They can see it,
Con.
but in the meantime, as accuser of the brethren, that's what he's trying to do. Come down on the prophets.
Yeah.
That way,
Come
he
on.
thinks he can upset prophecy. Basically, they think they can upset prophecy.
That's right.
And that's why the scriptures say that the pride of thine heart has deceived thee.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mhm.
Damn, slacky. I couldn't really find what I was. There's a certain point I was looking for. I was having. That was here in the chat.
Remember the
But that's
keyword?
okay.
Oh, okay, that's all good. Yeah.
Let's see. Power saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you brought up a great point as you're looking for it in regards to
Yeah. Go ahead.
offsetting prophecy. We know his end goal is to merge man and machines, right?
Mhm.
Brother went into it there in regards to artificial, that artificial stuff, which is all good, but we've been telling them that's pretty much
Con.
that's sorcery. You got it? Okay, beautiful. Yeah, but
Yeah,
man and
Con.
machines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Because I had brought up the point about priesthood, and I just wanted to back it up with this conversation I had with Chat. So these guys, owners of Palantir and Grok and AI Chat and Oracle,
Mhm.
they serve as priests, modern day priests for the left hand
Okay.
side.
Chaldean.
So
Mhm.
yeah, Chaldeans, right?
Yeah.
As it says, now part or number 3 parallels to technocrats in America today. Now, looking prophetically, the Chaldeans' role in Babylon mirrors the role of technocrats, bankers, and elite power brokers in modern America.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Just as Chaldeans institutionalize astrology and occult wisdom, technocrats today push a secular religion of science and technology, where algorithms, AI, and data analytics serve as the new oracles. You see?
Mhm. That's
Right, the new prophets, and that's literally what this is called, right? This
these
guy's
oracles.
company,
Mhm.
right? It's called Oracle.
That's right.
Investors, as a result, the stock.
Larry Ellison, that's his name. Larry Ellison.
Mhm.
And it says here there's a rise of transhumanism, digital ID systems, and technocratic governance functioning like a modern priesthood of experts. You
That's
see?
right.
Mhm.
So that's the point. These guys are the priest. All right, it's a whole priesthood on the left hand side. Okay, modern experts. That's why they call them oligarchies or not? Yeah, oligarchies, right? And look, it's funny. It says 10 billion in the most recent
That's one term for them.
physical
Yeah.
year to 144 billion.
Exploded and Ellison's fortunes
If that's not the spirit.
Wow.
in 5 years. Today, the company makes $10 billion in revenue. By 2030, they're expected to touch 144 billion. These numbers stunned Wall Street. There was a rush of investors. As a result, the stock exploded and Ellison's fortunes changed. Which brings us to what Oracle does. It's a popular name in the computer world. Oracle is a major software company. Their main business is database software. It is used by governments and businesses. If you book flights, if you manage your company's payroll, if you file your income tax returns, chances are you're using Oracle software. They also run a massive cloud infrastructure, something that all modern AI services need. Oracle provides this infra. It deals with all the biggest names in the business. OpenAI, Elon Musk's XAI, Meta, NVIDIA, AMD, all of these companies work with Oracle.
Right. So all these companies, all these software companies are literally, think of them as temples, and the workers and the owners of these companies, software companies, Meta, Grok, Oracle, so on and so forth. They are like the priest of those individual temples. Okay, digital temples, so to speak, and they're all working together. She's saying they're all working together with Oracle, the company called Oracle. So everything is going to be on one grid. Okay, one platform.
It's a cloud infrastructure, something that all modern AI services need. Oracle provides this infra. It deals with all the biggest names in the business. OpenAI, Elon Musk's XAI, Meta, NVIDIA, AMD, all of these companies work with Oracle. You see, training models like ChatGPT takes massive computing power. A normal computer cannot handle that workload. So you need specialized cloud systems powered by high-speed chips. Most importantly, you need computers which are secure. And this is where Oracle comes in. It builds and runs these systems at scale. And it offers them to AI companies as a service. This cloud business has boosted Oracle's revenue. Their revenue pipeline is now worth $455 billion. That's a 359% jump from last year. And these numbers are great. The momentum is genuine. But we have to say, like with every stock, it comes with risks. Much of Oracle's hype rests on a few massive contracts. Like we said, the customers include OpenAI, NVIDIA, and Meta.
I warned you guys in 1984. You didn't listen. Sure. Look, I mean, you got to follow the money. Who's building these things, right? They're either building it to dominate market share. So what are you teaching it? Greed. Or you're building it for defensive purposes. So you're teaching it paranoia. I think the weaponization of AI is the biggest danger. I think that we will get into the equivalent of a nuclear arms race with AI. And if we don't build it, the other guys are for sure going to build it. And so then it'll escalate. And you know, you can imagine an AI in a combat theater, the whole thing just being fought by the computers at a speed that humans can no longer intercede. You have no ability to de-escalate. And when you're dealing with the potential of it escalating to nuclear warfare, de-escalation is the name of the game. And having that pause, that timeout, will they do that? The AIs will not.
Securing school.
So he's saying basically with the increase of AI and its intelligence and all the technology surrounding it, it's going to actually escalate. If there's a situation of World War III, it would escalate it instead of de-escalating it. It's just going to respond to the response. Okay, so it's just going to respond. So that's the spirit. Because a couple of weeks, I think it was last week, we did a lesson on the chariots and how we brought out a video on how at one point the White House almost was on the brink of World War because they saw massive orbs above the White House. I'm pretty sure it was the White House, and all of a sudden the buttons for the missiles to be launched, all were like turning, they were beaming red. Okay, almost like they were about to be turned on.
Yeah.
And as soon as the orbs left, they shut off. You see, so hey, if the chariots, when that just goes to show you that this man's technology is really going to escalate, right? His own downfall, as the scriptures talk about. He that layeth a trap shall fall in the net that he has set. He should fall in his own net that he has set. Let me see if I can get that real quick.
I seen that video you're talking about.
Yeah.
When it locked on the nukes on the missile for it to launch, and they never had no way to stop it. Everything shut down, and so it's just to show you, these people are delusional, man. They don't know what they're facing, what they're trying to
what they're up against. That's right.
Yeah.
Simply put.
This is a good one. Proverbs 26 and 27. Right. What's going on here? Going into setting a trap. This is NLT. It says, if you set a trap for others, you will get caught in it yourself.
That's right.
If you roll a boulder down on others, it will crush you instead. Okay? So this technology is really going to be the downfall of America and all the inhabitants thereof that are of their hopeful elect. Okay, so play a little bit more, and then we'll get some precepts.
So then it'll escalate. And the organization is teaching.
Let's listen to what this guy said again.
Sure, look, I mean, you got to follow the money. Who's building these things, right? They're either building it to dominate market share. So what are you teaching it? Greed. Or you're building it for defensive purposes. So you're teaching it paranoia. I think the weaponization of AI is the biggest danger. I think that we will get into the equivalent of a nuclear arms race with AI. And if we don't build it, the other guys are for sure going to build it. And so then it'll escalate. And you know, you can imagine an AI combat theater, the whole thing just being fought by the computers at a speed that humans can no longer intercede. You have no ability to de-escalate. And when you're dealing with the potential of it escalating to nuclear warfare, de-escalation is the name of the game. And having that pause, that timeout, but will they do that? The AIs will not.
Securing schools. We think we can absolutely lock down schools so that dramatically reduce the case of anyone being on campus that doesn't belong on campus. and immediately alert. The second someone pulls out a gun, immediately alert. Use AI cameras to immediately recognize that. But we keep everyone off campus. This doesn't belong on campus. The police, another thing. Body cameras. We completely redesigned body cameras. Our body cameras cost $70. Normal body camera costs, I don't know, $7,000. Our body cameras are simply lenses, two lenses attached to your vest, attached to the smartphone that you're wearing. And we actually take the video that the police officer is, by the way, and the camera's always on. You don't turn it on and off. And by the way, when you turn it on, you can't turn it on. I'm going to the bathroom. Oracle, I need 2 minutes to take a bathroom break, and we'll turn it off. The truth is, we don't really turn it off. What we do is we record it so no one can see it, but no one can get into that recording without a court order. So you get the privacy you requested, but a court order, if you get a court order, we will,
So basically, you get the privacy you requested until you don't get it. Okay? Because as soon as a court order is issued, they can go into that private video and get what they want to get. Okay? It's all the guys. It's all the guys. We know, as we've been telling you at GMS, General the Apostles, Bishops on down, this man has a God complex. It's all about being like the Most High. Okay?
Can order. I want to look at that. This so-called bathroom break. If something comes up, and plus, I'm going to lunch with my friends, or going in an hour for privacy with lunch with my friends. God bless. We won't listen in unless there's a court order. But it's interesting. But we transmit the video back to headquarters. So headquarters and AI is constantly monitoring the video. Remember this terrible case in Memphis where the 5 police officers basically beat to death a citizen in Memphis? Well, that can't happen because it would be on TV. It'd be on TV at headquarters. Everyone would see it.
Yep. Security, right? Let me get these 2 precepts. What is that? Peace and safety?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, peace and safety, sudden destruction. Surprise.
You get your Psalms 94. So Psalms 94, quick hit. Psalms 94, verse 20. Psalms 94 and 20. And it reads, can unjust leaders claim, it's in the King James. Psalms 94 and 20. And it reads, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? And that's what they're doing, right? They're framing mischief. When you go into the word mischief, let's get it real quick. Because what are they framing? They're framing mischief, but mischief is what? Let's see, where's that word? There you go. Mischief. All right, and the Hebrew word for mischief there is Imalah. Imal. That's the word there for mischief. Imal. And it says what? Toil, trouble, labor, trouble, mischief, toil, labor. Okay, so that's all they're doing.
Yeah.
They're creating more trouble.
Trouble.
But trouble for who? Trouble for you people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because he's coming under the guise of protection and security. So they're framing it under the guise of protection and security, but it's really going to bring more trouble and turmoil. Right. When you go into, let's get the word in etymology, because now you won't be able to do anything unless he says so.
It's just like on the police cruiser it says protect and serve. But who are they really serving and protecting, right?
Exactly.
It's like they go out there and create mischief, same thing, create problems, trouble. Mischief.
Yeah, the word here for mischief. Okay, it says evil condition. Okay,
Mm.
That's
so
right.
what are they framing? It says Psalms 94:20, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? That's Esau, Edom. He's the throne of iniquity.
That's right.
The thee is talking about Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. And the answer is no. Why? Because they frame mischief by law. Okay, so every law that they pass, whether it's from the left or the right, okay, is going to be draconius. Just like we read in Revelation 13 and 11. The beast had two horns, that bipartisan political system, like a lamb, okay, but they spoke as a dragon,
Serpent.
okay. So the
Good.
speaking aspect is what? The laws.
Mhm.
So framing mischief by a law, evil condition. This is going to bring about all this technology and surveillance is going to bring about an evil condition, misfortune, hardship, right? Wickedness, wrongdoing. And it goes, and it look, annoyance. People are going to be hell of annoyed. Vexation. Yeah, people are going to be vexed as well. Okay. Come or bring grief. So that's all it's going to do. That's all they've ever done through their policies. Okay. Is
Mischief.
bring more grief.
That's right. Mischief.
Bring one more here. This is Daniel. Daniel chapter 6 and 7. I'm going to read down to 9. I'll get this in the NLT. Daniel chapter 6. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to read down. This ties into our lives today. What's going on with after Daniel? What this scenario ties to our lives today. In Daniel chapter 6, verse 3,
Mm-hmm.
in the NLT, it says, Daniel soon proved himself more capable than any other administrator and high officer. Because of Daniel's great ability, the king made plans to place him over the entire empire. Not like we're in not like any of us are in this situation right now, but getting on to the point, it says, then the other administrators and high officers began searching for some fault in the way Daniel was handling government affairs. Okay, and it's going to go far beyond government affairs as to where they're going to look for fault. They'll look for fault in our speech,
Mm-hmm.
in what we teach. And when they can't find none, they will fabricate some. Hence, he frames mischief.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're going to fabricate it. That's why they have deep fake and all the other things that they got going on, cooped up to basically paint that narrative on the prophets.
Mm-hmm.
Demonization on the prophets was handling government affairs, but they couldn't find anything to criticize or condemn. He was faithful, always responsible, and completely trustworthy. So they concluded our only chance of finding grounds for accusing Daniel will be in connection with the rules of his religion. And it says, so the administrator, and that's key, right? It's the same thing. These top wicked elites are thinking the exact same thing. The only chance of finding grounds for accusing, as these guys are the accuser of the brethren, right? Looking to accuse us before Yahushua comes in hopes of upsetting prophecy. Daniel will be in connection with the rules of his religion. So that's the only way they can have an accusation upon the Israelites, is because they're going to frame mischief by a law where it will be in direct defiance of your own belief, which is the MOTB.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just like they did with Daniel. So it says, so the administrators and high officers went to the king and said, long live King Darius, we are all in agreement we administrators, officers, high officers, advisors, and governors, that the king should make law that will be strictly enforced. Give orders that for the next 30 days, any person who prays to anyone, divine or human, except to you, your majesty, will be thrown to you, your majesty, will be thrown into the den of lions. Right? And in today's term, it's going to be hate speech.
Mhm.
Okay? So-called hate speech against you know who. The you-ish. As it says, and now your majesty issue and sign this law into so it cannot be changed.
Oof.
An official law of the Medes and Persians that cannot be revoked. So King Darius signed the law, and then you know what happened,
Mhm.
right?
Mischief.
So that which is then is now, man. I
That's
just
right.
read that so we would have insight showing you that it's always been like this.
Beautiful
When
point.
the prophets, when the Lord sent the prophets on the scene, it's always been like this.
That's right.
In the
Mischief.
lion's den.
Mischief. Yeah, mischief is the work of the day. And that's what that's bringing out. Just want to say this. I have two precepts I'd like to bring out.
Mhm.
All right, real quick. Nahum. I'd like to go to the book of Nahum, 3, and I'm going to read 3 and 4. The point is straightforward in regards to this mischief, right? And I just want to say this in regards to religion. We know about the Bible Destruction Group. That's just one name I'm going to bring out that they've been doing mischief with in regards to the truth, looking for a way to say that we are not the people, or looking for a way to say that the Israelites don't exist. So let's go to this here real quick. I just wanted to bring this out. Nahum 3 and 4. Read to 5. It says, 3 and 4. And the point is in verse 5, right? Simply put, it says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot and the mistress of witchcrafts, right? That selleth nations through her whoredoms and families. We just saw that thing on Oracle. Okay.
Oh.
Hey, it's there. This is what the divine receipt says. Okay. Through her witchcrafts, right? Through mischief, right? And then verse 5, here's the point. This is how it's going to be dealt with. Go ahead, brother.
And Salak, I just want to say that if you're wondering how these nations are sold, right? They're sold out by their own governors and rulers, right? Your own politician, governors, and health ministers, right, and prime ministers and presidents. They're all in one agreement to sell out the very country that they're set up to rule to the top wicked elites. Okay, so what's happening in Europe is going to happen over here in the West. It's they're all part of the same organization and of the same agreement. So that's how all these countries and nations are sold out to the whoredoms of Babylon the Great.
Straight. And here's the point. This is how it's going to be dealt with. Okay, and this is another divine receipt. Verse 5. Behold, I'm against thee, saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. Right? And I will cast the abominable filth upon thee, and make thee. The screen went. Where'd that screen go?
Oh, Salaki, my bad. You're reading off this screen.
Yeah. Okay. So I was reading off the screen.
No, just checking the comment. Go ahead.
That's all good. Real quick. Yeah, this is the point. I mean, straightforward. Okay, how the mischief and all this stuff is going to be dealt with. I will cast verse 6. Nahum 3 and 6. War news forecast. And I will cast the abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. I'm going to leave it right there because we got more to cover. But simply put, this is how it's going to be dealt with. And I have one quick precept, another one in the book of Exodus 20:10. 22 and 18, okay, how mischief is going to be dealt with. Another divine receipt, Exodus 22 and 18, it says, right, real quick, it says, straight, this is a law from the Lord, divine law. It says, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Okay,
Right.
now this is applied, we know, in against wickedness that will come against the house of Israel. Okay, but simply put, all witches are going to be dealt with. Okay, hey, the Lord says so, and I believe him, and these men believe him as well, right? Starting within and without. Okay, anyway, that's the point, brother. Go ahead.
Fine. I got two I'll bring out here.
Mm-hmm.
This is John. Let's go to John 9. John 9 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, these words spake his parents. It's NLT? No, it's King James. Okay. So John 9 and 22, it says, these words spake his parents because they feared the Jews. For the Jews had agreed already
Mm-hmm.
that if any man did confess that he was Yahushai, he should be put out of the synagogue. So the reason why I read this, and it says verse 23, therefore said his parents, he is of age, ask him. But the reason why I read this because that persecution, as you see, is going to cause a lot of people to turn on each other. Okay, especially those of the same kin.
Yeah,
Okay, fellow Israelites.
yeah, the anointed.
All right. Yep. Exactly. Let's go to John 11.
Be anointed.
John 11 and 57. So John 11 and 57, it reads, Now both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given a commandment that if any man knew where he were, he should show it, that they might take him. You see? So, hey, again, I forgot what it was called, but it's almost like a minority report where you're gonna have people ratting each other out.
Mhm.
Hey, I heard him talking about Hebrew Israel, and there's gonna be warrants for the Hebrew Israelites arrest. There's gonna be all kind of goodies and gifts for turning in the men of the Lord. Okay, and know that our people are gonna be at the forefront of that,
Yeah.
just like they were at the forefront of Yahushua's crucifixion. Okay.
That's
This guy,
right.
who is this guy? Yahweh and Yahushai are co-cosmos. Race is not a sin. Anyways, man, we've dealt with the grave situation multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
If you're confused on that, go watch some videos of GMS. We have dealt with that multiple times.
That's right.
But we're gonna have to do a part 2
I got
because we're having
I got
close to
quick
touching the next clip. Yeah,
I
you
got
can bring something
quick
out.
precept.
The next clip. So yeah, go ahead.
This is Numbers 23 verse 23 and NLT. No curse can touch Jacob. No magic has any power against Israel. For now it will be said of Jacob, what wonders of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai has done for Israel. So all what they're trying to do, it's not gonna come near the men of the Lord, the elect men of the Lord, man. All the sorcery, all the witchcraft, all the tricks and whatever they're up to, it's not gonna come near Israel, man. The men of the Lord, the elect men of the Lord, right?
That's right.
I read it in the KJV. It says, Numbers 23, verse 23, it says, surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what has God wrought? Yahweh has wrought. So we're living in that time, man, when, you know, the Lord's gonna work his wonders and his what do you call that? Miracles, which is happening now, right? That none of these things shall fall onto Israel or his elect men, I should say, the 1/3 and the elect men.
Gone.
Mhm.
Gone. Beautiful. So yeah, we're definitely gonna do a part 2. There's a lot more I want to touch up on this.
Mhm.
So, Lord willing, this lesson is straightforward and edifying to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to close by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone rule well, and have taught this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And the sincere and the innumerable multitudes that believe upon the names of Yahweh and his only begotten son, Yahushua. So, Baba Ball, Kwama Shala, Shalom to the hopeful elect.
Shalom to the hopeful elect.